In January 2023, a report from Hindenburg Research, a New York-based short seller, accused the Adani Group of accounting fraud and manipulating stock prices. Now, we all saw how it caused quite a big stir, not just for the Adani Group, but also for the Indian markets as a whole. Now, it was a big deal then, and now the Adani Group is back in the spotlight, but this time the stakes might be even higher. Now, Gautam Adani is now facing fresh charges of massive fraud and bribery in the United States. Now, as a result, the stocks of Adani Group companies have taken a nosedive, with some falling as much as 20% in a single trading session. Now, this raises a very important question. How did Adani Group get here again, and what does this mean for Adani investors going forward? Let's break it down. So what is this case about? The SEC, or the Securities and Exchange Commission of the US, is responsible for protecting US investors. Now, they have leveled serious charges against Gautam Adani, his nephew Sagaradani, who is the executive director of Adani Green Board, and Cyril of Azure Power. Now, they're accused of being involved in a massive bribery scheme worth $265 million, all aimed at securing solar energy contracts in India. And these contracts were supposed to generate over $2 billion in profits over 2 decades. Now, it's alleged that they either promised or paid hundreds of millions of dollars to Indian government officials to make sure state electricity boards bought energy from them at above market rates. And it also involved direct engagement by Gautam Adani, who reportedly held personal meetings with Indian officials to advance the bribery plot. But here's where it gets more problematic. Now, Adani Group has been raising loans and bonds from investors around the world, including US investors. Now, when Adani Group issued bonds to these investors, they made claims in the official document about having strict anti-bribery and anti-corruption policies. But here's the twist. Back in March 2023, the FBI raided Sagaradani's place as part of their investigation into these bribery claims. The SEC says that the Adani Group didn't tell financial institutions or investors in the US about the ongoing investigation. The SEC argues that by hiding this, they misled investors because they didn't disclose the risk tied to the investigation, which involved agencies like the FBI and the Department of Justice. Now, just not this, they're also accused of a wire fraud conspiracy in which they allegedly use false promises and fraudulent representations to secure loans and investments from lenders and investors. Now, the SEC is seeking permanent bans on Gautam Adani, Sagaradani, and Cyril from serving as corporate officers or directors. Now, they're also seeking for monetary fines and injunctions to prevent them from committing future violations. Now, apart from the SEC civil case, the US Attorney Office has also filed criminal charges against all three, among other individuals. Now, these charges could lead to jail time if proven. Now, let's talk about the impact of these allegations on the Adani Group. The Adani Group has become a major force in India, with its influence spanning across various sectors. From manufacturing defense equipment to constructing roads and selling cooking oil, the group has expanded into multiple areas of our lives. Now, if these allegations are proven true, this could spell significant trouble for the Adani Group. Now, we're talking about potential severe penalties and, of course, a huge dent in its reputation. Now, as of now, the Adani Group responded to the indictment, but the ripple effects are already visible in the markets. Now, Adani Green Energy, the company directly involved here, saw its share price plunge by more than 15% in just one day. And it doesn't stop here. According to media reports, the group has also scrapped a $600 million bond offering following the charges against Gautam Adani. Plus, existing dollar-denominated bonds issued by the group also took a hit. Now, this shows just how concerned investors are right now. As we mentioned, the situation could reignite the reputational crisis for the group. Now, remember the storm they faced last year, those allegations of stock market manipulation and accounting fraud? Back then, they managed to move past it, but this time it looks like the pressure is building. Now, to add to the seriousness, Moody's rating made a statement saying that this development is negative for the credit status of Adani Group companies. Now, here's why this matters even more. If this escalates, it could hurt the group's ability to raise funds, launch new projects, or even maintain investor confidence. And we're just not talking about Adani Green Energy. This incident has the potential to bring the entire Indian renewable energy under the scanner. So what do you think about these allegations? Do let us know in the comments section. Having said that, this is me, Merlin, signing off. Take care and stay invested.
Investments in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.